Alright, folks, gather yourselves round, because I've got a tech-related rant for you. So brace yourselves for some truth bombs. So just the other day, a subscriber to this channel, well, he told me, a story. It was actually it's news, I suppose, about a company that went bankrupt, An e-bike company. Oh, what? Yeah, an e-bikes. You know, those little push-bike things with batteries on. AAs or something. Anyway, well, this particular story is about a company called VanMoof. And it's a Dutch producer of e-bikes. Quite a popular brand it was, Quite a techie brand as well. And that is its downfall. Well, it went bankrupt. And this time, it wasn't because of Brexit or ham sandwiches. Welcome to the Brexit zone. No, not this time. No, this wouldn't have been such a big deal if it weren't for the fact that VanMoof's e-bikes rely heavily on technology. So all those who already got e-bikes, these VanMoof e-bikes, well, they've been scuppered. We'll get into that in a mo. Well, you see, these bikes, they can be controlled by an app. Yeah, great, eh? What's wrong with your legs? And your brain? Well, it allows you to adjust the settings and even lock the bike remotely. Yeah, you walk away from the bike gear and it locks itself. Great, eh? Yeah. Oh, sounds fancy, right? Yeah. But it's also a recipe for disaster, and it is for these people who spent quite a lot of money on these VanMoof e-bikes. Quite an expensive brand, you see. There's the kicker, though. Once VanMoof's servers go down, and they have now, well, I suppose that's what happens when you go bankrupt, really. There's no one to pay the server fees. Oh, anyway, if you have got one of these VanMoof e-bikes, your precious e-bike will become as useful as a brick. Yeah, a solitary brick. Just a brick. Not even a face brick, just a useless brick. Well, now gone are the days when you could just pedal yourself away. No, you need to pray now that you've downloaded an offline version of the codes while the servers were still up and running. But unfortunately, not everybody has done that. I talk about putting all the eggs in one technology basket. This is nutty. I just don't understand. No, we need safeguarding. Well, it's not going to encourage people buying e-bikes when they've been bitten in the ass once. They're not going to do it again, are they? And don't get me even started on a flippin' Tesla. Can you imagine if they hit rock bottom and their servers went offline? They're shrouded in secrecy. Not surprised, Elon Musk. We'd have Teslas worth an absolute fortune, but reduced to pretty much nothing. More than a glorified paperweight. Oh, the horror! Maybe one day, with a bit of luck. Well, it's a classic case of putting too much faith in technology. We rely on it too heavily. We are so eager to embrace the latest gizmos and gadgets. Let me forget the price that we might have to pay when the companies behind them, well, they fail, they go under. Well, we surrender control of our possessions to the whims of, servers and software. Bit of a dangerous game. Yeah. Well, look, now, let me be honest with you. I'm a bit of a techie myself. I love technology. I really do. I'm not against progress, no. But that, to me, is just stupid. Well, I feel sorry for these people, actually, to be honest. It just seems so mind-numbingly idiotic. We need some sanity here. The company should prioritise giving users more control over their own devices. Now, a bill has gone through in the United States, I believe. It's called the Right to Repair. And they're doing something very similar here in the EU. I don't know about the UK, but our right to be able to fix things. And that would include technology and software and stuff like that. We can't be left stranded with high-priced gizmos, toys, when the corporate ship sinks, can we? So I suppose my advice to you, before you plunge full in on a fancy e-bike, or a smart car, or, some sort of like EV vehicle or whatever, you need to think twice about how much you're relying on the company's survival, especially in turbulent times that we face at the moment. Everything's going, so many companies are going, they're going tits up. Okay, not all e-bikes are connected, which is good. We need simplicity. We want a bike, we want a motor, we want something to control the motor, and a battery. We want simplicity. Something that we can tweak and fix ourselves. I used to love me old Morris Minor cars. They were just so basic. And so much room around the engine in the engine bay. You get in there with it and work on it. These days, you've got to take half the body off to get to anything. I remember when I did my timing belt on my Audi A4 years ago. A4 Estate. You had to take the front end of the car off. Ridiculous. Oil coolers and all sorts of stuff. They're doing their best to make it impossible for someone to be able to fix things for themselves. And many people are capable of doing so. So I know, that's the good old days. When I was a boy. But yeah, good old days when a bike was just a bike. A car was just a car. And sometimes keeping it simple is, the simplest, but also the smartest move. And that's the bloody truth, to be fair. Things have become too complicated. Our lives have become too complicated. We look for the latest gizmos and gadgets to try and organise our lives, because our lives are too busy. We don't have time to wipe our own butts these days. Actually, no, that's Jacob Rees-Mogg, isn't he? He's got a little minion there, with like that sponge on the end of a stick. Or something like that in a bucket. Yeah, whatever. Oh. We need to start moving away from this kind of technology a little bit so we have a safety net. That's all I'm saying. I think we're going too full in with technology. I think it's madness. Because when things go wrong, let's say, for instance, argument's sake, let's say Putin. He's getting had a bit frisky with Poland at the moment. And Poland is in NATO. Well, if he does decide to get too frisky with NATO, well then, quite frankly, it'll be a war. Do you think your technology is all going to be, free to go? No, it's going to be restricted. There'll be so many problems with global connections. And also GPS, all that sort of stuff will be restricted. I might be wrong. I just see, the things that we rely on, like my dear missus to contact the family in the UK, it's been a godsend. Technology. But the idea that we can just carry on it the way we are and just be over-reliant on it without any safety net, I think is foolhardy. I really do. I'm a bit of a simple geezer really at heart, but it's just... Although I do like technology as well, I have to admit it. I do, yeah. Oh, anyway, you tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. If you want to support the channel, there's buy me a coffee, or we've got a Patreon and memberships and stuff. And the links are down below. Oh, dear. We really need to start thinking about how we would manage without this stuff. Anyway, you tell me, how would you manage without this stuff? Have you said, oh, I don't want any of it? What? I got rid of my devices years ago while you're watching this video on your device. Yeah, okay. Ta-ta.